I think it's about time to get back to work. Hey everyone, if you missed it, I am creating a virtual tabletop to play Dungeons & Dragons with a first-person perspective, like Roll20 meets Skyrim. And as a meta for this devlog, I wanted to create a way to send the created maps to the players. This will work as a smaller second part to my last devlog, so if you want, check it out. Good? Okay, let's go. This objective meant I had to change how things worked, so we have a lot of stuff to go through. I started by rearranging my current game scenes and changing the initial menu to reflect that. On top of that, I also created offline and online versions of the scripts from the functionalities I had already created. We now had a way to differentiate between the online and the offline components of the game. Now, based on the idea I had last devlog, here is how I wanted things to work. In order for the DM and players to be able to play, the DM would create a map and save that map onto a folder of his choosing. The DM would simply zip this folder and send it to each player before the session, using a website like WeTransfer. This meant the sharing of maps would be done manually instead of automatically like I previously planned. So, with that in mind, I needed a way for the DM to pick or create a folder inside the game. And I thought the best way to achieve that was by creating an in-game file explorer. I also decided that I would implement this file explorer into a small rework of the 3D model importer, as well as the save and load functionalities. And I got to work on implementing it. I started by exploring online how I could use Unity to open the Windows File Explorer, and quickly found a solution that was very easy to implement. So I created a script for it, added the UI button that would open the File Explorer, quickly reworked the 3D model importer script to import the files chosen from the File Explorer, and oh man, that was easy. But wait, something isn't right here. I can feel it. Ah, yes. Once again, using the Unity editor functionalities, which meant I couldn't create a build using this code. And if you have seen the other devlogs, you know the drill by now. So here we go, on to the search of an already created runtime file explorer. And once again, in the asset store, I found a package that would allow just that. With this, I could have access to an in-game file explorer very similar to the Windows one. I simply imported it in, got familiar with how it worked, and implemented it by simply swapping what was necessary in the code I had done before. And there we have it, a runtime file explorer that works in builds. The functionality is much better now. I can get rid of that list on the side, and the DM has the freedom to store and pick the 3D models from wherever in their computer. And hey, if you're enjoying the video so far, please consider subscribing if you want to keep on top of every development of this application. With the File Explorer implemented on the 3D model importer side, I could now move on to the save system. Basically, up until now, I was saving through a predetermined folder on my computer through a script with the click of a button. For this new iteration, I wanted the DM to have a UI to select a new folder on which to store his map through the use of the File Explorer, and I got to work on implementing the new save system. First, I went into the save script and added the necessary File Explorer functionalities. And as can be seen here, now when I click on the save button on my keyboard, instead of it saving automatically, it opens the File Explorer and I can then select the folder on which to save my save file. Look, there it is. But I still wasn't completely satisfied with how it worked. As it was, the game still needed for you to leave the application to create a folder in your computer. So I wanted to automate this by making the save system create a folder with a save file name you could write inside the game. And for that, we needed to create a new user interface. As you can see here, the UI would have an input field where you would write the name of your map. Then, when pressing the continue button, it would open the File Explorer and then create a new folder with the save name inside the location selected. There it is. Done. Much better. This meant that the DM only needed to leave the game to zip the folder and send it away to their players. Save, done. Now I simply need to make the changes necessary to the load function. Once again, the functionality would remain the same, but with the added step of using the File Explorer to pick the folder in which the map was located. It would then from there automatically load from what was inside that folder. With that, the save system was now much more robust, and for now, work on it was complete. This was now the look of the completed save folder. You have the save file with the information necessary to spawn the 3D models, and not only that, the 3D models themselves are copy it to the folder itself, so that everything necessary to load the map is in one location that can be easily sent to the players. All the pieces are in place to complete the online. And I lost the footage of me implementing the online. So I'll explain generally how it works. At the time of connection, the player is prompted to select the folder in which they stored the maps sent by the DM. Then, when they're all connected, when the DM wants to load a map, they send a message through Photon with the name of the map to be loaded. And then, locally on each player, it simply loads that map by searching for its name inside that player selected folder. It was honestly kind of easy to implement and didn't take that much work. The biggest hurdle was finding a way to send that message from the DM to the players. But through some searching, I found about RPCs, or Remote Procedure Calls, that are mainly a way for the server to run a part of a script on all connected players. So, what I had to do was call an RPC when the DM loaded a map to make all the players load that map also. And with that, I had now a complete basic version of what I set out to create a month ago. A basic map creator, a player controller, and a basic online functionality. I have created the very foundation on which to build an application that can be used to play D&D in first person. And oh man, let me tell you, we're just getting started. As a glimpse of the next development step, please look at this. Yep, we finally have some colors in the game, but we'll leave that for next devlog. And if you haven't, please check the origin of this idea to get a better understanding of what I'm trying to achieve. In this, the Metas project.